So as I mentioned before, if you have either a completely open surface like this piece of raw wood here, or if you have a really dark surface, it's a good idea to prime. You want your lay-in color to be as bright as possible, and if you go over black or something, your lay-in will come out darker than you really want it to be, and that can really kind of mess with your faux finish. So we're going to go ahead and prime this. First thing you're going to do is put your gloves on. These gloves are really great, and I like the fact that they don't, you're not going to be putting them in a landfill, because you can use them over and over again. You can see mine are pretty dirty. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to give this a very quick sand, just to kind of get it lightened up. Make sure there's no, you know, little things hanging up on it, because that'll mess us up later when we're trying to be nice and smooth. This is 150 grit sandpaper. I just folded it in thirds. I'm not pressing very hard. And mainly, again, what I'm trying to do is just get any little rough stuff off the top. And I'm hitting the sides. Okay. Set that right back down. Next, we're going to open the can of primer. It's the one that says Extreme Cover on the front. This particular primer we formulated specifically to do some of the stuff that most normal primer doesn't necessarily do, such as it's mold resistant, it's flame proof, and it covers over dark surfaces in one coat if you use a brush. Sometimes if something's really dark, if you use a roller, you might have to do it twice. It's a really good sealer. You always want to stir everything that you have, whether it's primer, lay-in, any glazes, anything. Always stir it. Stir it like you're rowing a boat. You put the stick in and kind of pull it to the surface like that. Take some and we're going to pour it in the first tray. Don't need a lot. And take your first hot dog roller and handle. Put them together like that. Make sure that it rolls freely. That's really important. You can clean off the side of your can with it too. Okay. So make sure that your roller is completely coated. Like that. And first you're going to roll the edges. The reason you're rolling the edges first is because when you roll the edges, it leaves a little bead of paint on the top surface, and if you've already gotten the top all painted, you don't want to end up with this little bead that makes a textured surface when you're trying to do your faux finish. You try to always keep everything as flat as possible. So you're just going to coat the whole thing. Make sure it's nice and even. You can go in different directions when you do your first coat like this. You're going to sand your primer anyway, so you know, if it's a little uneven, it's not that big a deal. But once you've done, you know, going all these different directions, you should just come back and try to even it out like this. Now it's pretty much as even as it can be, okay? So we're gonna let that dry. That's probably gonna take a half an hour, depending upon the temperature and humidity where you are. And then we will move on to the lay-in.